All right, let's talk about money now. Today we're opening up the viewer email bag to answer your financial questions once again. Derek Kinney back with us this week, financial expert and author of the book Good Money Revolution. Derek, thanks for being with us again.
My pleasure, Jason. Great to be with you. Let's do it.
All right, so let's start off with Jay in Arlington. He asks, I want to send my only child to the best college possible, but that means taking out loans. Is it worth it given how competitive the job market is today? What do you say to that?
Well, I get that it's competitive and you want your child to stand out and have all those opportunities possibly you didn't have. The problem is the government will not give you loans for your retirement. And so if you take away from your retirement savings to pay for your kids' college, you're creating a problem that will then repeat itself later on in life. So I would have the hard, candid discussion with your son and say, look, here's how much mom and dad can afford. What are your school ideas? What are you thinking about? Come up with a collaborative plan together that if you could go possibly to a state school and then see where it goes from there, that may be the better alternative to make sure you get a good education and you stay on track for your long-term savings goals.
Or maybe even get those first classes knocked out at community college and then head off to the university there. Let's get to Julian now from Plano, who writes, my wife and I want to buy a home. A lot of people in this boat right now, Derek, but we're worried about 6% interest rates. Should we continue renting, or is it still a good time to buy a home?
You know, when it comes to taxes, here's an example. People say don't let the tax tail wag the tax dog, and that applies here as well. People can say to themselves, look, because interest rates are so high, I can't get a house. Here's what I would say. If it's the right house for you in the right neighborhood, and there's potential for it to appreciate, it may stretch you a bit now, but it could be a good buying opportunity, especially if you let the sellers know, look, we're interested, here's our budget. If you could come down a little bit, that could get you into the house you want, and then think about refinancing. It's probably going to take, Jason, 2 years for rates to manage themselves to get back down. So you may be in a high payment situation for 2 years. If you can do that, though, it could be a good opportunity right now.
They do always come back down, and you can refinance later. Let's get to Mia from Southlake right now. She emails, I've heard you talk about why buying a used car is better than a new car, but how do you avoid buying too old of a car so that you avoid spending too much on repairs?
You know, there's a lot of experts that talk about buy the car with 100,000 miles on it, and you're going to have other people take the depreciation. The problem is now you're taking on repair costs that counteract what you could have paid for a new car. So here's the sweet spot I find is 30,000 to 50,000 miles. If you stay within that range, you're getting enough future benefit of a car where there's not as much mechanical problems. Typically, those kick in around 90 to 100,000. And at that point, you can decide, is this a car to go the distance with, or maybe trade it in and buy another car for cash if you can.
All right, let's quickly do one more here. We've got Colette in Fort Worth asking, I'm nervous about the stock market. I'm 40, not planning on retiring till 65, but I'm worried about losing money. Should I continue to add to my 401k or pull it out?
Yeah, Colette, I understand your frustration and feel your pain here as well. Many people do. The 401k, the biggest benefit is that each pay period you're adding money in without you seeing it. It's all pre-tax, gross tax deferred. And the benefit is that when things are low, you're buying more shares. And so it's sort of like planting the garden in the fall. Springtime comes and those seeds eventually do bloom. So I would encourage you, given your age, keep saving money, just don't look at it, and keep doing it because eventually the sun does come back out again and you may be a wealthier person than you are now.
All right, we're looking forward to that springtime when it all starts to grow again. Derek Kinney, financial expert and author of Good Money Revolution. Thanks so much for being with us this afternoon.
My pleasure. Thank you, Jason.